all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
It's Tuesday, September 8th. I'm Menaka Doshi. Welcome to the daily morning news update from Bloomberg Quint. An incident of firing took place on the line of actual control in the eastern Ladakh sector, where troops of India and China have been engaged in a standoff for over 3 months. This is what sources said to news agency ANI. Chinese state media CCTV reports that China claims the Indian army crossed the line, provoking a military response. We're still awaiting an official statement on the situation. The other big news this morning is that the centre seems to have extended an olive branch to states on the contentious issue of GST compensation. You'll recall it had offered states 2 options, both of which meant states would have to borrow to cover the shortfall in GST revenue. In one, states would have to borrow less and get favourable terms. In the other, states could borrow the full amount of the shortfall, but were on their own. Now the centre seems to be offering a middle option. States borrow less, get favourable terms, and the remaining part of the shortfall would be made up after 2022 by extending the compensation cess period. The details are all up on BloombergQuint.com. Former Reserve Bank of India Governor Raghuram Rajan has said India's GDP data should alarm all of us. The 23.9% contraction in the April to June quarter is likely to worsen when informal sector data is accounted for, Rajan has said. He pointed out that government relief had been meagre and has urged the government to do more. The government's strategy to conserve resources today for a possible future stimulus is self-defeating, Rajan has said. If you think of the economy as a patient, relief is the sustenance the patient needs while on the sickbed and fighting the disease. Or else the patient atrophies, so by the time the disease is contained, the patient has become a shell of herself. That's Raghuram Rajan's message. Meanwhile, the KV Kamath-led committee set up by the Reserve Bank of India has prescribed thresholds for loan restructuring in general and specifically for several industry sectors. The committee recommended that the banking industry look at least 5 financial parameters before taking a decision on restructuring loans. These are the ratio of total outside liabilities to adjusted tangible net worth, total debt to EBITDA, current ratio, debt service coverage ratio, and average debt service coverage ratio. The question is, are these thresholds too prescriptive, or will they give bankers the courage to restructure loans without fear of corruption allegations someday in the future? The Enforcement Directorate has arrested Deepak Kochhar in connection with a money laundering case, PTI reported last evening. Deepak Kochhar is the husband of former ICICI Bank Chief Executive Chanda Kochhar. The couple has been questioned by the ED regarding loans extended to Videocon Group while Chanda Kochhar was still head of the bank. Earlier this year, the ED also attached assets worth 78 crore rupees belonging to the Kochhars. India clocked 26 lakh air travel passengers in August. That's 25% more than in July, but compared to last year, that's a 77% fall. While the number of departures has increased since May, the average daily departures in August were around 930 versus 2,846 in August 2019. The average number of passengers per flight during August was 98 against the average of 133 passengers per flight in August last year. ITC Chairman Sanjeev Puri is hopeful that demand for consumer products will revive in the festive season, though he expects for the fiscal overall, spending will shrink. Puri said so in a media conference yesterday. He said rural consumption has exceeded demand from urban areas. Demand for convenience goods, such as ready-to-eat foods, is likely to taper after the pandemic but will settle at elevated levels. Demand for discretionary products like deodorants and confectionaries has already started to revive but is still soft. US markets were shut on Monday due to a public holiday. Europe, though, had a day of gains, except the UK that seems to be heading for a non-deal Brexit yet again. Asian markets this morning have also opened in the green. I'm going to hand it over to Hormuz Fatakia for more on Indian markets. Good morning, Hormuz.
Good morning to you, Menka, and to our listeners as well. A 250-point recovery in the Nifty Bank saw the Sensex and the Nifty end flat in a choppy day of trade on Monday. The action, however, continues to remain stock-specific. QIP, rights issue, and OFS are the buzzwords for today's trade, and let me take you through each of them. First, Amber Enterprises has launched a QIP issue on Monday. The floor price of 1,798 rupees a share is a 2% discount to Monday's closing price. After Hindustan Aeronautics, the government has now proposed to sell 10% stake in Bharat Dynamics through an offer for sale. It has also an option to sell an additional 5% stake. The floor price of 330 rupees a share is a 14% discount to Monday's closing price. On sale of the entire stake, the government's shareholding in the company will come down to 72% from the current 87%. The offer for sale opens for non-retail investors today and for retail investors tomorrow. And EIH is the third one where the board has approved raising 350 crore rupees through a rights issue. The company's promoters will also be participating in the same. ITI will be in focus for a couple of factors. It has first signed an MOU with Elantis Technologies to deliver solutions to government agencies, defense, PSUs and the banking sector. The company has also received a letter of intent from Bharti Airtel for fiber-to-home rollout in 8 circles across the country. Dr. Reddy's Laboratories has launched a fulvestrant injection which is used in the treatment of breast cancer in the US markets. The brand and generic market had US sales of about $400 million for the 12 months ending June 2020 as per a company statement. Future Lifestyle says that 95% of the company's stores are now open. Sales for Central have improved 33% in August as compared to July, while those of Brand Factory have increased 50%. The company's plus-size fashion retail chain ALL has doubled its sale in August as compared to the month of July. InfoEdge's June quarter results were ahead of Bloomberg consensus estimates. Lower advertising costs and other expenses led to an expansion in EBITDA margins year on year. CESC, Tishman Carbogen, Future Consumer, Jindal Stainless and SML Isuzu are some companies that will be reporting their results today. Some news from the IPO space. The issue of the Happiest Minds Technologies was fully subscribed on the first day itself, led by the retail portion, which saw subscription of 14 times. While Monday was a lackluster session, one sector that outperformed was MNC Pharma. Companies like Pfizer, GSK Pharma and AstraZeneca saw gains of 5%, 4% and 17% respectively. Another stock that should be on our radar today is Escorts. Brokerage firm JP Morgan has initiated coverage on the stock with an overweight rating and a price target of 1,450 rupees, implying a 26.5% upside from current levels. And Dixon Technologies' run at the bourses continues. The stock gained another 4% on Monday, ending higher for the 5th straight day and at another record high. Early ticks on the SGX Nifty indicate that the index is flat around the mark of 11,400. You can get more details on all of these stocks and a lot more in our All You Need to Know copy on BloombergQuint.com. And with that, I wish you a safe day ahead, and it's back to you, Menka.
Thank you, Hormuz, and to all of you for tuning in. Remember to visit BloombergQuint.com for more news and views through the day. Or you can just sign up for our daily newsletters.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.